Some severe thunderstorms, and it's not just in Central Oregon, going all the way up to just south of Pendleton.
Snow is falling, roads are messy, and even more accumulation is expected tonight. So winter driving mode is active to be the trend. But when we look a little further south into Chutes County, we have a whole lot more going on as well. Just in,
we have maximum darkness and it's much cooler, but let's look at this from a different perspective, because when we zoom in and take a closer look at this,
kind of seeing in the air, or if it's just the clouds that moved in earlier in the day?
D, all of the above.
Okay.
Yeah, it is cloudy. We have showers pushing through. We have breezy winds, and we still have some of that smoke hanging around parts of the Tri-County areas.
When you add in strong winds and very dry conditions, any fires that start are likely to spread rapidly. So let's look at the setup that we have across the southwest U.S. today. First, there's a broad ridge of high pressure out over the Pacific Ocean. That's what's been bringing us the times of fog and more sunshine during the day today. It was still chilly, but what's happening is we have those winds coming out of the north right into Southern California. And here through the last couple of days,
across the high desert right now, we're already starting to see that snow sticking. We can see it on the road in Bend. We can definitely see it on the road in Sisters. Madras and Prineville, not too bad. But let's focus on southern Deschutes County, because remember, the system was coming from the south.
Hey everyone, we are back live in Prineville at the Crooked River Roundup. And before we were in the arena, just stepped outside to where all the food trucks are, where the vendors are, and where people are getting ready to have fun. What's going on?
We don't know who's up to this. I liked it when they had the googly eyes, though. I thought that was pretty cute.
It's a blast from the past, because didn't we have the googly eye bandit a couple, like last year or something like that?
The roundabouts and
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So it looks like someone needed some firewood, so we got rid of it.
Talk about a beautiful way to wrap up the work week across Central Oregon today. At our lower elevations, we had highs in the 80s, a few 70s, and this was the view from the summit of Bachelor earlier today. Andrew grabbed this snapshot. You can see a little bit of low-lying smoke, some clouds out there, some haze, and here through the next couple of hours, we keep a lot of the cloud cover we've had. But this is a beautiful view. Thank you, Andrew, for sharing this one with us. Keep those weather pictures coming. Send them to the same place you're sending your pet pictures. Send them into weather at CentralOregonDaily.com. Here are those highs in the last 24 hours, 80s, 77 in Sun River and Lapine. And through tonight, it gets cool. We're bottoming out in the 40s for most of the high desert, and we still have a whole lot of cloud cover through the Tri-County area. But even with this additional cloud cover, there's no rain in sight. Our radar is still dry, just satellites showing a lot of the cloud cover. There have been a few sprinkles on the other side of the Cascades closer to the coastline, but here through tonight, that's not even coming our way. This cold front that's already developing pushes through tomorrow, triggering our next dip in temperatures. But even Saturday, we're still looking at 70, still going to be topping out well above average for this time of the year. Now, when it comes to air quality, a lot of the smoke that we've been experiencing is from one of the prescribed burns that was expanded on earlier today, and we have good to moderate air quality. Looking at those hourly averages from the DEQ. Now, for tonight, we're going to see that cooling. Temperatures are going to be falling, and the atmosphere is going to compress a little bit, and that brings some of that smoke closer to the surface. So more reduced air quality is expected. But look at this. The last 24 hours, we're still running 4 to 9 degrees warmer than it was this time yesterday. But here by tomorrow, our daytime highs are going to be closer to where temperatures are going to be by 7 p.m. So we're cooling back into the 40s and getting back into the 70s through the day tomorrow. With that, more clouds, some periods of clearing, times of reduced, maybe even poor air quality expected. But here's your forecast model. All of that comes with the passing of a very weak cold front, but we still have more systems out over the Pacific Ocean. So tonight and Saturday, in and out clouds are expected. By Sunday, our next system starts to roll in, coming in from over the Pacific Ocean, and there's going to be a little low pressure that's developing over eastern Oregon. All of that combined is going to bring some wraparound moisture into the high desert. So Sunday morning on Mother's Day, a few sprinkles possible. By the afternoon, scattered showers, just not really impacting everybody. Some of us are going to stay dry until that next system rolls into the Pacific Northwest. Sunday night going into Monday, some snow in the Cascades could mean a few flurries in our lower elevations, but even our lows are going to be above freezing, and we keep it cool and wet through Monday. By Tuesday, we start to see some afternoon clearing, but tonight, 40s. Through Saturday, we're looking at 70s and a few 80s possible with a whole lot of cloud cover across central Oregon. Then it gets cooler on Sunday. By Monday, our cooling trend bottoms out. Highs are going to be in the 50s. Winds are going to be breezy. Showers are still expected, but then more sunshine and our next warm up. That's the latest in weather. We'll be back after the break.
Hey everyone, good afternoon. Dorrell here from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center, and across the high desert on this Monday, April 20th, we have a whole lot of cloud cover. Winds are a little breezy at times. I'm standing just outside of the Central Oregon Daily studio, and through the next couple of days, you can expect more showers in the forecast, a big drop in temperatures, and stronger winds. So for today, temperatures are topping out well above average. We're talking 70s for most, and winds will become a little breezy at times. Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when our cooling trend really takes shape and when those wetter conditions are expected. After that, more sunshine and a warm-up. So join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. Well, the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast.
Just outside of Redmond through Bend, Tumalo, going almost all the way down to Sun River, you are in this hashed out area, as well as Roberts and Milliken. Let's take down those lightning strikes and just focus on this. You can really see where we have these pink colors and the dark reds. That's where the hail core is for each one of these cells. So it's something we're continuing to track. All those little flames are from satellite imagery. Most of that is staying away from the Whitechoose Creek and further to the west of it, but we actually see where some of these hot spots are now outside of the fire perimeter itself, and it's working its way towards the Deschutes County line. It's just taking its time. Meanwhile, when we look at the fire, the smoke plume from several cameras across the Tri-County area, we can really see some dense smoke coming off of this. The left of the white line is observed. Everything to the right is forecast, and we really don't start to taper off until after sunset. And so when we look at our air quality as it sits right now.
Tonight it is story time with Dorrell.
Oh, don't we love that? Our chief meteorologist, Dorrell Wenninger, got to read out loud to a kindergarten class today. Take a look.
One of the ones that we use a lot is to tell what the precipitation is. Can anybody tell me what precipitation is? What do you got?
Oh, the next gen of meteorologists there.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining.
What happened every time you bent over?
I wiped out every time I bent over.
Yeah, and so like I said, we're in a hard part of the lesson right now because it's going to be the maneuvers.
You okay, buddy?
Colin was optimistic. He's like, you're crushing it. And I just said before we came back, I'm crushing the floor with my face. No, I do have to say that level 2 was the hardest out of all three of them. Because the first one, we're getting some fundamentals. By the time I got out there for level 3, I was actually doing a lot better, like night and day, 100% difference. But yeah, I ate a lot of snow on that level 2 one. I'm glad you guys got to see that.
I'm glad we did too.
Let's go to
That was the
break
highlight of my
now.
week.
Hey everyone, we are back. It's opening weekend at Hoodoo. I'm Chief Meteorologist Dorrell Wenninger, and last year Dom and a couple of his ski instructors helped teach me how to snowboard. But this year we're taking it up the next level. But today I've got to brush off the rust. Dom, what are we going to be doing today?
We got to get your sea legs back under you, but then we're going to throw you right into the powder.